Welcome back to the Real Triathlon Podcast. We have been on our yearly summer hiatus. Really, we just missed last week. But it's been a couple weeks since I've been on, so I'm happy to see all your lovely faces and Nick's lovely hat.
Hey, don't be judging. Everyone has their thing.
Don't be judging. I said I like it. I love it. It's better than Jack's hat.
It says the feet on the back.
Yeah.
Oh man, I feel like it's been a hot sec since I've seen you guys. And Jackson, Nick, coming off fresh trip 2 days ago, yesterday, kind of, from Boise, 70.3.
The most underreported 70.3 of the year so far, I think.
Really?
Boise. It just like popped up, and it was just like, oh, Boise's this weekend. Oh, it happened. There's Nick's video of him walking back, and there's Jack's video. Oh, what do you know? It happened.
Yeah. Apparently it was like the craziest swim of all time. Or maybe not of all time.
No,
but
this
wasn't
is
that
just
bad?
No, it wasn't that
everyone
bad.
swam like shit.
I think
It was long.
that the boys moved like after we went through for the women because they were saying how they were like way offline, and I was like, I don't think they were that far offline. Like they were. I was just on Nick's feet anyways, so but I was still I still sight a lot, and I was like, oh, on the way back he was going a little to the right, but like 10 meters, like barely.
I had to correct a little bit, but I really was only setting off the final red. I wasn't even paying attention to the inline buoys because I was like, those are pretty garbage at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. And I was looking at that, and I was like, oh, he's not really far off. And then the girls or the women who raced behind us, whatever I'm supposed to say, females, they were saying...
they don't want to be called women anymore?
Maybe they couldn't... I initially said girls, which I'm not supposed to say. So the
I
boys...
think girls is fine.
The boys... I don't know. I think they went straight, but Nick and I were dropped, so it was hard to tell.
If you watch South Park, the woke movement is over.
Woke is dead.
Woke is dead.
I watched that this morning.
God, it was awful. Okay, so the swim, honestly, it was not nearly as choppy as the Dutch. I mean, I don't know. Maybe the wind picked up after us.
Sure.
It must have gotten worse because for the men's race, it was not bad. You didn't have to time your breath right. You weren't taking in a lot of water when you were breathing, but the course was getting blown around a bit for us. And then the exit, I took us off the wrong exit because I couldn't tell, honestly, what the hell was happening. I saw this giant red long sausage buoy. It was probably like 20 feet long, and that's all I saw. I didn't see where it went left or right or funneled us in, and it was supposed to push us into a dock.
Usually they'll put the two black buoys where you have to swim between to get through into the dock, but there were like 3 docks, so it was like you either go to the right gap or the left gap, and it didn't look clear. And there was tons of people over by the right dock. We're like, oh, that's probably where we exit. And then it was just me and Nick together, which is funny, like a field of 40 dudes, and me and Nick swim together, and then nobody else. But anyways, we were dropped from the lead.
I thought I was last.
No, we were like, excuse me. We were pretty much the last guys to get dropped. I think a couple guys got dropped in like the last few hundred meters, but we got dropped at like 400-ish, it seemed like. But you did well to not lose too much. Like, honestly, the swim was long by probably about 200 meters, and we took that wrong turn, which I'm guessing cost us like 20 seconds. Yeah. So if you take those two factors in, we would have been like a minute 20 to a minute 30 behind instead of 2 minutes, which would have been pretty solid. So.
But for the record, I can tell you, that was the hardest I was swimming and felt like I was blown up and couldn't go any faster and was going nowhere. I haven't felt that struggle bus since Boulder last year at altitude, and this just felt awful.
But don't you think that's like a little to be expected because you raced Roth 3 weeks earlier?
I know that. I know. So, and also I did a really hard threshold workout in a 50-meter pool, and I haven't gone full. I've pushed the swim hard a lot in the last years of my life, and I've never gone full lactate, noodly blown up. And I full on blew up with Matt Mack. He saw it happen, and I was like, well, my threshold is just destroyed right now. And so I kind of figured it was going to suck, but I thought with all the rest, I would have at least been able to have more top end accessibility. But my life. I'm 39.
I will say that you have no excuses because Danielle Lewis raced Ironman Lake Placid, then 6 days later finished second in Boise. So none of us have any excuses anymore about racing.
I don't
All
have
I know
any.
is I saw
If
that
it's not
and
on
I.
the same weekend, it's not an excuse.
Yeah. Jeez.
Anyways, okay.
Just kidding.
So you guys come out of the water. You're a couple minutes back, and then
We run on
Then-
some needles.
Yeah, we ran on like chip seal that had been eroded for about 10 years, and so it was like jagged
It was
rocks.
basically like running on gravel, but worse because it didn't have any give.
Yeah, it sucked. Yeah, that was tough. Jackson came right out of transition behind me and still had a faster transition, even though I got out of transition ahead of him. I don't know how that happened, but
Because
either
I
way.
stopped and took my wetsuit off, I think, before the swim mat or something.
Oh, I stopped and took mine off. Maybe I just got it off faster. But either way, Sam Cheek got out with us, even though he like dropped us after about 500 meters, and then like we beat him on a transition. And
Sam Chi,
then it
means
was
Simon She.
Oh yeah, it's not Sam, Simon. Yeah, Simon. Anyways, the bike course, Boise in general, everything about it was epically awesome. Such a fast bike course and still pretty rolling. Jackson motored by everybody he finally got to the front of the field, but like overall, I'd say one of Jackson's best champion rides out there so far, considering where he came out of the swim.
Jackson, what would you compare this bike course to? Because it like you rode a very fast time. Like, would you compare it to like Michigan 70.3 in Frankfurt last year?
Okay, Frankfurt.
It's kind of Michigan-y.
Frankfurt, Michigan. Sorry, I was thinking Frankfurt, Germany. Yeah, so quite a bit different than that, although overall probably about the same speed because the Michigan one's more like smaller, like shorter hills, but more of them. The Boise one like didn't have that many hills, but there was a couple of the reminiscent of like those early St. George hills where they're
Okay.
long. They weren't quite as steep, but close. Like they were similar to that, but just not as many of the hills. So
Okay.
there was basically like one decent climb early on, and then one pretty big one at mile 15, which we then had to go over at like mile 40 again. And that was the biggest one. And then there were some rollers in the middle section that you can kind of power up and over, but nothing big. So yeah, like a good bike course where you can kind of, I like the course where you can vary your power and just like, as much as like I'm happy with my ride, I didn't feel amazing. Like I felt solid, but I really had to work for it. Like some days you feel like you can just spike the power and your heart rate will just come right back down. Like I just felt like my heart rate was just staying super high. So I had to just kind of work with what I had, but I was not quite spiking it as much on the ups as I normally do. Like honestly, I never really saw 400. Like if it's a short hill, I'll usually hit like over 400 just to get over, but I was only spiking up to like 360 to 380 on most of them. And then on the gradual downs, I would let it come down to like 250. But for the most part, I was just cruising at like 320-ish for the most of the day. And then I saw them coming back. I got a split that I was a minute and a half down from Brad Williams, who's a legend at giving splits, literally, like best in the business.
Yeah, when Brad's on course, like it's a really good day.
For sure. So he gave me that split at like 15 miles before the big hill. I was 130 down. I didn't know what I was at the start, so I figured it had to be at least 130 because I never saw anyone ahead, and you can see a long way ahead. So I was like, okay, I probably made up a bit. And then at the U-turn at like mile 20-something, they were like a minute 15 down, so I was working my way back, and then I like kept going, but I was like, oh man, I don't know if I'm going to catch them. I'm not feeling that great. And then I started seeing them, and I'm like, oh, I better just keep going. And eventually I did finally catch them at 75K, and then I was pretty cooked, and I just stayed at the back.
This course was also good because there was a lot of really good out and back sections at vital checkpoints, like after every 10 or 15 or maybe like 20K, like you could really get a grasp. And I saw Jackson make up a huge amount of ground within that first 20 or 30K. And then it seemed like there was like a bit of a stall point. And then it took you like that last quarter to bring it all back and then put some time into them.
Yeah. Yeah, it was, it was hard work. And honestly, lucky for me, Justin he said he kind of struggled a bit on the bike and he mostly could just hang on to Sam. And I think he said actually Sam led the entire last like 60 or 70K. So he just
Sam
was
was
hanging
on
on
it.
to him. But Sam was like, yeah, I just decided to ride my own race pace, and I usually run better when I pace my own pace on the bike anyways. So he just kind of stayed at the front. And yeah, and then we got onto the run, and the boys ran what they ran.
Yeah, I was gonna just comment on that. I concur with Sam Appleton in that. I have my best runs when I just race my own race and I don't like BS in this like group riding shit where you're like barely pedaling and then you're pedaling hard and barely pedaling. I'd rather just be at the front and just ride my watts and like do my thing. But it's worse. It's awful when someone comes past and you're like, wait, no, like you're messing it up.
Yeah, I know.
But that's like
I
a
was
privilege.
lucky that I got to pace myself pretty much the whole day.
Yeah.
Being
So
able
it
to
worked
do
out.
that is like a privilege of you guys being just really strong cyclists too, right?
Oh, for sure.
We're like
Yeah.
those of us who are just barely hanging on, kind of just have to go with it.
Yeah.
I used to feel that way, man, and I miss that. Like I'm pretty dedicated now to get my bike legs back more than ever, because this was one of those races where I rode 90 minutes, like over 305 to 10 watts, and honestly, that's what blew me up in the last 30 minutes. I just couldn't sustain it. So I'm stoked that I can, but Garrick, we can get back to it. You and your Mr. Harry, Mr. Bigglesworth over there.
He's talking about the cat for those
Yeah.
who are not watching.
Yeah, you got to watch the video.
Well, okay, so you guys came out on the run, and Jackson
Oh, yeah.
said you kind of
You're right. You're going like left and right of the river the whole time. So the green belt is like this awesome river path in Boise, the heart of it. It's really active, and so naturally they closed it down for the race. But that means there's about 300 people on there, almost killing you at all times on there. But I almost got ran over a few times by cyclists just going about their day, and I think everyone else would have said the same thing. But Jack,
Yeah.
I think you in the days leading into it, Jackson obviously. The hot on all of our conversations was his hip and how it felt and if it was going to be sustainable and what we're going to do afterwards. So how'd that go, bud?
Give us an update from when you first felt this hip thing, what it
It
feels
looks
like.
so painful with you finishing the run.
Yeah,
Yeah,
looked like a geezer.
It was, so probably like 3 weeks ago from the race was the first I had like any. No, yeah, 3 weeks. The first I had any sort of like slight hip tightness or issue. It felt like tightness was probably just soreness, but it was like not really. I didn't even think about it for like a week, and then I happened to have a physio appointment in there, and she was like, "Oh, your hips moving well. It's not tight, so probably just sore muscle or something." And I barely could feel anything at that point, so I wasn't too worried. And then another week goes by, so this is like 2 weeks out from the race, and then on the Sunday run, it was actually like decently feeling off in the warm up, and I like it felt almost like I just need to like you know how I don't know, some people can or can't, but can you guys like get your hip to like pop if you like rotate a certain way sometimes with your heel on the ground?
Never
None of you?
happens.
Okay, so I get that a lot. Like I'm very cracky, like my joints crack a lot, and I felt like I just needed my hip to like realign, and I just couldn't get it to do it after the warm up. So I was like, okay, whatever. Did the run, it kind of didn't feel too bad. And then it just kind of started getting worse from there, and felt like pretty bad on the next run workout. That's like a week and a half out. And then the Sunday run workout, it felt a little less bad. So I was like, oh, okay, this is a good sign. And then I skipped my easy run on the Monday, like 5 days out. And then on the Wednesday, I felt like horrible. Like I got to there for travel, and I like was like, okay, I'm run for 2 days. Didn't feel too bad on Sunday. I'll do my run. And it was just like, I was like, man, I finished the run just because I'm like, if I can't finish this run, I can't race. So if I can finish this run, and like it didn't get worse throughout the run. I got a little better, but it was like not good. So I'm like, oh, this is not ideal. And then I didn't run for 2 days before the race. Just took like anti-inflammatories and prayed. So,
No.
and then in the race, it actually felt reasonably okay. Like I didn't feel much coming out of the swim running. The bike, it's always felt fine completely. And then on the run, I barely felt anything running with the bike to like to get on to the run. And then early in the run, didn't feel much, but I could feel something was there. But it built up in the second half, and I was like struggling in the last couple miles. It wasn't that painful, but it was definitely, I knew something was off.
Yeah. What did it feel like? What does it feel like now and like after the race?
Okay, wait, hold that thought. I got to pee really bad. Give me 10 seconds.
What?
I mean,
Okay.
1
Think
minute.
about your.
How
I just got back in
unorthodox.
dropping.
2 seconds.
He's up to my eyeballs.
All
Well-
I know,
Bones,
Garrick,
his bones are brittle. His prostate's going. He's getting old, guys.
not when the prostate goes. Did you know that every male will get prostate cancer? It's just whether or not it kills you or not.
What?
And yeah,
What-
you'll get,
wait a-
if you
I
live
didn't
long
read that
enough,
in Time magazine.
if you live long enough, like you will have prostate cancer. Like it might not kill you or might not be something, but like most people who are like in their 90s will like die with some sort of prostate cancer.
I'm gonna fact check that. Fact, I have to.
Yeah, no, I like it's as a thing, guys.
So-
Let me ask Google.
So prostate cancer, pass or smash?
I mean, it's probably no. Not all men will eventually get prostate cancer. While prostate
Yeah.
cancer is common among men, it's not inevitable. According to the American Cancer Society, about 1 in 8 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer during their lifetime. However, the risk varies depending on factors of life, such as age, race, and family history. So, Lisa, I fact checked you, and you're just like. You're like Fox News. I gotta like research everything you say to believe it. Like I don't even know anymore.
No,
what
I swear, multiple
So
doctors
fact check.
have told me this.
Fact check. Mostly false.
Oh yeah, I guess if you fact check, then you're probably it's false facts.
If any of you guys are listening that are like doctors, prostate doctors, let us know. If my
Specifically,
comment is
doctors of the
true.
prostate.
All right,
Jesus
all right.
F.
Okay.
Can we
Jackson's
move on
back.
from
Nick's
this?
chugging a beer,
Was-
and then he's going to be like, oh, shit, now I got to pee.
Okay, Jackson.
Okay, so what's it feel like? So
I'll
early
pee in the
on-
bottle.
Early on, it literally felt like a couple weeks ago, it literally just felt like my hip was like, it needed to be like released or something. Like it just felt a little bit out of alignment almost. But then in the last like week or two, week and a half before the race, it started feeling honestly like a stress fracture or something. Like it was just the more force was on the more force, the more pain. It was just
Okay.
a straight up relationship between those two things. Like there was no muscle that I could activate to hurt it. Like if I was just sitting here and moving my leg in any direction,
fine.
I couldn't get it to hurt. But as soon as I put weight, like running obviously was hurting it, and then like jumping on one foot was like the worst. So I was like, this doesn't sound good, because like that's what stress fractures are like. And then I went to a walking clinic 1 week out from the race, and I was like, okay, like this is the
Canadian
doctor.
walk-in clinic. Okay, let's just preface that.
Yeah. So I was like, this is what's going on. I'm an endurance athlete. Like, I think it could be this. And then she just wouldn't. She was just like, no, like, I don't think it's that. It's,
So they
doesn't
did
make
no
sense
X-rays.
because you've been running for so long and you didn't do anything different. Why would it do that? And I'm like, well, this happens with endurance athletes. Like, it's not totally uncommon. And she's like, I don't think it's that. Just take anti-inflammatory like naproxen or ibuprofen for a week and see if it gets better.
So she would not image it. She would not put it.
Oh, she wouldn't even
an
order an
X-ray.
image. Well, like she said, we could do an X-ray, but that usually.
won't show up,
But I
yeah.
knew like an X-ray is not gonna. It wasn't even bad enough that it would have to be so mangled to see an MRI or a stress fracture on an X-ray
Yeah.
for a hip. So I didn't bother with that. Like it was a waste of time. And she's like, well, if it doesn't get better, then we'll order the MRI. I'm like, well, why don't we just order it now? It could be weeks. Like, and she's like,
Yeah.
no, just work with your physiotherapist. And I'm like, oh, this is dumb. So anyways, waste
This
of time.
is dumb.
But she told me she didn't think it was, and I'm like, okay, so I have a doctor telling me she doesn't think it is. I have
Canadian doctor. Preface that.
not
Canadian
a sports doc at all, just like a GP, totally not focused on athletes at all. And she recognized that. She's like, your physiotherapist is gonna know better how to treat this than me. And like, fair enough. But if you don't know if you know that you don't know, then
Say
not
you don't
ordering
know.
imaging makes no sense. So anyways, I was like, all right, well, that was a Saturday. Then I went and did the Sunday run workout, and it felt a little better than on the Thursday. So I was like, okay, like this was fine. I got into the running. And the other one thing that kept me thinking is maybe it's not that serious is that it would actually feel better after I warmed up.
Yeah.
And most like things I searched were like, are you stress fracture? If it's a stress fracture, it's never going to feel better. All that's going to happen is going to get worse and worse and worse. And that was what. So I was like, hey, this is weird, but probably like who knows? I don't even know what it is yet technically. Still think that's what it is. But anyway, so I did the Wednesday run. It sucked. And then the race surprisingly felt okay. Built up towards the end. But you got race adrenaline. Like I took a naproxen to keep the swelling down. Didn't feel that bad. But then after the race, way worse.
Yeah, I had to get him a walker and
not true.
Had to hire all
but I'm
kinds of
literally
people to
walking
take
with a
care of
limp now. Like I feel it when I walk. It's not good. So it's probably like realistically we're looking at it's going to be a stress reaction, and it's just a matter of is it a grade 1? Probably pushed it from like a grade 1 to 2 by racing is my guess.
So we got you, Mark Dubrick, Lionel Sanders, Matt Mack. Who else has a stress reaction at the moment in the hip? Justin Reale had one like what last year?
Well, right now that's 4 out of what? We would all 4 be in the probably top 10 North American. If we did a North American championship of just North Americans, 4 of the top 10 men, all if I have one, all have one at the same time.
It's a conspiracy.
I just say, what are you boys doing that like usually girls are a little bit more susceptible to these things?
They're not well, Jackson isn't on the monthly blood testing with Rhythm because he's in Canada, so he's certainly not getting his blood taken care of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
plug for Rhythm.
Do you think that?
Frequently, and I've never had anything that would. I mean, I actually did in 2019. I had low T a couple times, and that would be a risk factor for sure.
Well, your broken foot too.
Bone density tested, and my bone density was lower on the lower end in 2019. But it came back up once I tested it a year later, and it went back up into the normal range because I was sleeping better and eating probably mostly just sleep and better recovery. But yeah, the broken foot, it's the timing is suspicious, but I still don't think it was related. Like I don't think that was a bone density issue at all. Because I was just running with an injury and running stupidly for like 3 months, and it finally broke. Like that just makes sense to me.
Can you get a DEXA scan or bone density scan?
I can
6 months.
I can't get that
on a wait list.
No, the bone density is not that bad. It's probably like 2 months.
Can I just say that like I'm in pain too? All right, I can barely do a quad stretch right now. I got DOMs from this race like no other. Yeah. Finally, it freaking hurts.
Yeah,
I'm in pain. Frig off.
We know you're in pain. But
okay,
anyway.
So Jackson, to-do list: get an MRI.
Well, yeah, I've already got an appointment for tomorrow morning down in Buffalo. Driving down, spending the whatever mini smack.
How far is that drive, bud?
If there's no traffic, it's like 2 hours, or I'm going to allow 3 because I'm right going at rush hour, basically. Oh, actually, I'll be a little before rush hour, but I'll just go down there, and if I'm early, I'll
walk in MRI, like out of pocket pay for an MRI.
Yeah, I got Justin Reale hooked me up with a doctor friend of his who helped me out to give me the requisition. So big shout out to them, and he owed me one though because I declined my niece 70.3 world slot for next year, so he got it. So now we're even.
I wanted to message you after the race and be like, Jackson, just take it, because then I have a year to convince you that like we can go do a niece camp, we can learn how to descend, we can get over the fear of you eating yourself off the cliff
32
again.
years old, Lisa. I'm not deciding that I'm just gonna get crazy good at descending. I'll go and do descents. I'm just not doing that kind of descending.
I think we just take a picture of his back and we say reasons not to race Nice, and that's about it. Looks like a snake saying with it no.
But anywho, it was so the hip not feeling great. For the record, I don't think it affected my performance in the race more than like a couple seconds. Like there's no way I was meeting Sam. He was on fire. I would have had to put 3 minutes in him on the bike to have a chance. So, yeah, kudos to him. And then Justin actually was kind of coming back to me. I went out hard, ran with Sam for a mile. Justin was 30 seconds back. Then he brought it back to 20 at one point at mile 5. I'm like, oh man, Justin's running well. I have to push. And I already was feeling, it was tough. It was just the pace was what I could do. And so I pushed from 5 to mile 5 to 10 and got it out to 50 seconds. And then the last few miles, I didn't really ease off. I just didn't have to go into the absolute well, which was good. But still, he was only a minute back. Good for him on solid podium. And Sam, 2 wins in a row. He's got 19 career 70.3 wins.
How old is he?
He's only
35.
35, yeah.
Really? In my head, I feel like he's a lot older. But I think
it's because he's been in the sport since he's been 12 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's been in. He's just as long as Ellie Salthouse, basically.
Yeah, but I feel like he kind of fell off the face of the planet when he started going long distance, and now he's. I don't know if he's still racing fulls.
Had a kid too.
Oh.
Yeah.
Maybe I didn't know that.
I think he is going to do a full this year, he was saying, but he's going to stick around North America, probably race Santa Cruz. I'd love to see him win again. The guy's performing great. It's good to see.
One of the best guys to hang out with too. After this race, we had a lot of social stuff to do. It was actually kind of tough because I was really hurting, but Jackson was hurting more. But we had our ice cream meet up, and then we had the awards, and then we went to this brewery that Danielle Lewis set up for us through their great other racing team that our other athlete was part of that left us. And then also we're not upset. And then we went to Brad Williams Precision Hangout. So we got to hang out with tons of social atmosphere stuff, which was great, but I think we were wrecked.
Yeah, I was going to say, Nick, so this is that was a big month for you, the month of July. And you said your DOMs are out of skyrocketing right now. How is your energy and just what are you excited? Are you excited to race Santa Cruz and
Actually, yeah. I'm excited because I have 6 weeks to actually bear down. I don't have to move. I'm not traveling. Well, we're coming to your wedding, which is this is the perfect timing to do it because I needed this week to recover. But I'm really stoked. Matt Mack will be, training a little bit harder. I can really get into the pool and swim hard with him. So I'm pretty excited actually to do a Santa Cruz and Chatty full opportunity. But Garrick,
I want to know about the calf. Is that what you're going to ask him?
Yeah. Garrick, how are you? Garrick, what have you been doing?
Not a lot.
Uh-oh.
No.
How bad is it?
Is the calf
It's
not-
been fine.
Oh.
I ran 35 minutes on Saturday with no pain, and then 5K off the bike today.
No
So-
pain.
100% effort, right?
Yeah, so I think I'll run
Sent it.
100 miles this week, see how it goes. No, it's good. It's just progressing. It's one of those things that just pops up if it's not healed yet. Lisa knows.
Yeah.
So I've been just slowly progressing it.
What do you think
5
it
minutes
is?
at a time? It's my soleus. I know it's just my soleus.
So still just probably the transition between the calf and soleus, that tendon or whatever is just or ligament is just a bit weak and gets a little bit flared up, or is it torn, or what is it?
So my soleus is actually short, and we found that out back in high school. I had a physiotherapist who measured it and found that. So it puts extra
How do you do
tension
that?
through. You just bend your knee and measure the range of motion at your ankle.
Well, yeah,
Could you
but
adjust
can-
your
that's what,
running
you can-
gait?
You can stretch. You can
Yeah, no, I
muscle.
stretch. It's something that I have to stretch and stay on top of. But if I don't, that's kind of what happens.
Yeah.
I apologize for the dog. He knows Morgan's coming home soon, so he's on edge.
He's
Yeah.
excited.
He's having a go.
I-
Is he gonna get the door?
No.
I also have a philosophy about this because you've had both hip surgeries that I think since you've lived most of your life with not great functional hips and then you've had surgery, I still think that there's so much and I'm including myself in this because I had the same issue. We don't know how to properly use our hips when we run, so much impact goes into our calves, soleuses, and quads that they get put under so much tension and explode occasionally.
Yeah. I also
That's my-
I have
Mine has been blown.
very poor mobility. So when you watch me walk, my ankle doesn't go past neutral, so I basically don't have any tibial progression past neutral at the ankle.
Oh
so
my
I have
God.
an early heel rise. So
That's how short your damn calves are.
So you're
Yeah.
a chronic launcher.
yeah. So when I run too, like that's why I have chronic Achilles tendonitis too, right? Because it's just taking so much tension through it.
Crazy.
So
I think I have
that's
the
it.
opposite
I
problem.
just gotta kind of stay on top of it.
Yeah, because
Okay.
Jackson, have you ever had a calf issue?
No. Well, I did have a bit of a sore Achilles for a few weeks, but this hip thing kind of replaced it, and now the Achilles is fine. But it was the Achilles right at the heel attachment point, like at the very bottom, and that's not a calf thing. Apparently, my massage therapist was saying that's usually a ankle, like that calcaneus, I think. If that something with the foot, it's more foot related than calf related. But I can do the opposite. Like I can keep my heel on the ground and put my knee like insanely far forward, of like even like further forward than my toes, pretty easily.
Yeah.
I've got insane mobility and an insane stretchability of the skin. It's kind of gross.
Yeah, Nick's skin is for like an obese man.
Can you
Yeah.
pull it? Like,
Well, look at my bicep.
Lisa's
I can
got
pull it.
good. Lisa's got some good.
Lisa,
Nick's is
you.
so thin though. That's the thing with Nick's, is because he has 0%
Yeah, mine's like
body
like
fat.
you can see light through my skin. I can like.
I still got fat on me.
I think even if I had some fat, I mean, your skin, Jackson, is also similar in stretchiness.
I do have big stretchiness.
Yeah, and your neck, like I can get her nice and I can probably make a suit out of this.
You should
just got my
chop
dad's
off
double
little
chin.
bits of it and make something out of it.
Lisa, you got it going on. Oh,
This is a weird
okay.
topic. Anyways,
I want to try that. Can you put your neck skin in? Can you tuck it into your chin?
Well, I can. My dad has a double chin, so he kind of gave me a little bit of one.
It's like it's all centered right here under my neck. I don't know what happened.
I'm just gonna get some plastic surgery that they do like a neck.
No, you got to wait until you're my age to get that.
she's like 2 years younger than you, isn't she?
No,
Like 4. Don't call me old.
don't call me old.
I thought you were like 36. I don't know. I don't remember.
I am
I don't know.
35.
Oh,
Don't
35.
age
Okay,
me.
my bad.
I'm going
all
on
my-
22.
Lisa, when you get up to that age, like the numbers are all the same.
You only care when you're 30, when you're turning 30, when you're turning 40. The rest of it, you're like, I forget every other
like,
year
I don't
what
know.
number I am.
We've got another 1 year of all of us being in our 30s, and then one of us will be in the 40s.
Apparently, like, I don't know. A lot of things change when you get to your. I can tell you the last 2 years, heading into my 40s, I've felt more like convicted in my personality and what I like. You kind of just like have yourself a little more figured out. And then I think what I've heard from people in their 40s, because I think you have to say this, but also maybe it's true, is they're like, my 40s is like when I actually was able to live without feeling bad about anything anymore because I just stopped caring about what I've had to figure out anymore.
I've heard that too. I said someone I swim with who's like in his like 70s is like, oh, your 30s are so fun. Your 40s, it's like you don't give a shit, and like your mental clarity is still there, and like you still can be kind of active and athletic. And then he's like, it goes downhill when you get to your 50s.
Definitely, I've heard that scary part.
So we got a little bit of time, guys.
Yeah, 15 years goes by fast for you Fs.
Yeah.
Oh, my word. Well, Lisa,
Yeah.
let's talk about your wedding. What can we expect? Since I'm the only one who's going, and
I know,
everyone else
'cause
is going to want
these-
to know.
Yeah.
Nick is the king of going to everyone's wedding. If you need someone there for you at your wedding, like Nick's the guy. He will be there for you. He will give up everything to be there.
If you
I'll
like
try.
commented on our
nice.
podcast 4 or 5 times, he'll probably show up if you invite him.
I'll probably try real hard to make it. I'm even bringing Amy, and we're actually like fighting over outfits.
He showed up. He commented 4 times at least. Like, we got to show our support. I'm going to the wedding.
Go to the wedding. Yeah, no, we're like 4 or 5 days out, something like that. It's on Saturday. We're
Yeah.
having a little welcome party on Friday. which is going to be super casual. We have not ordered the food for that yet, but we're going to do like Chick-fil-A nuggets, fruit wraps.
Ooh, salty.
Stuff. Something
Raisin
like,
Canes.
yeah, I know. Maybe Raisin Canes can give us a
You can
discount.
get like on the menu. They have like it's like you can buy the
Party
100
platter.
Yeah.
Maybe
it's
we'll
like
do that
100
instead because
things.
we haven't ordered it yet. So
Can I get a salad?
Yeah. Well, Steve had like 5 salads on there, and I said, take them off. I don't know who's gonna eat salad.
I'll eat a Caesar if you dime me one of those bad boys. I love a Caesar.
Are you gonna have to change your name on all your stuff? Are you keeping your name? Or are you hyphenating?
Are you hyphenating?
Ooh, Bakaris Pasevich would be
No,
awful.
don't do it.
Right now I'm keeping my name because
Right
like
now?
Oh,
Like until the
yeah.
wedding right now, or right now as in?
no, like right now isn't for the foreseeable future. Maybe if like one day, but
You're
like,
a public
I-
figure. Like, what do you,
I
you
know
gotta
I'm
keep
an
it.
icon, so not really. But yeah, I'm keeping my name for now. But yeah, maybe it'll be like a nice birthday present for him in like 10 years. Be like, I'm taking her name. But yeah.
Oh, I like that. When like you're like, you know what? I kind of got all I needed out of this like feminine stuff, and like I'm ready to like be part of you now. I got it out of my system.
Pro anymore. Nobody needs to know who I am.
Yeah, I retired, so nobody needs to
I
know.
kind of want to discard all those old dances on Instagram, anyways, and people won't be able to find me.
They won't know
Oh.
who I am. But yeah, anyways, so it's gonna be a fun weekend. I've been like I felt like shit training for the past like 4 weeks, and this past week things have like come around, so I'm like excited. But now we have this wedding, so I'm like trying to jam in a ton of training in the first half of the week, so I don't have to worry about. So it could just be like pretty easy through the weekend, because I would just honestly won't have time or energy to like do much. So,
You're gonna be just drunk the whole time.
no,
I'm just
I gotta be
kidding.
there. I gotta be present. But I am like planning on dancing like so hard all Saturday night. Like if people aren't on the dance floor and you're at my wedding, I'm gonna be mad. Like you better be on the dance floor.
I got to see if my wife can actually dance. Like we went to Garrick's wedding, and I was like, Amy, you even know how to dance? And she's like, I just, need to get into it. So we're going to see if Amy can actually dance. Like, I think she probably can, but she's just been holding
She's
back.
probably terrified of your judgments.
I don't. Yeah. You're not. I mean, I am a hard, because I have a good voice. I'm a songbird of my generation. I've got good feet. I can do it all. So we'll see what happens.
But guys, I will say a week ago I could not fit into the wedding dress, which was a bit of an issue.
What does that mean?
I
Was it
got
too
it like
big?
taken.
Like, what?
It was too small. I got it taken in, and they took it in like a lot. And then I was like, I can't zip it. Leslie was over last weekend. I was like, can you help me zip it up? And she was like, you gotta hold it, and the skin was getting like pinched. And I was like,
But didn't you try it on
It'll
like
be
after
fine.
the alterations?
I did, and it was really tight. And they're like, it'll be
But-
fine. I'm like, okay.
Oh, they said it would be fine.
Yeah, they know. They know your lifestyle
like-
and your body.
I was like, I guess I'm just gonna dehydrate and starve myself for like 3 days leading up to the wedding.
they
Distilled
do-
water.
What you do is you wrap yourself, you slather yourself in hemorrhoid cream, and you wrap saran wrap around yourself.
And
it pulls
sauna.
all the water out.
Why hemorrhoid cream?
Yeah, why?
It pulls the water out, I think. I think it's hemorrhoid cream. I don't know. I haven't done it for a long time.
Oh, you know what you could do is you could take a lot of sodium bicarb and you will shit out all of the water in your body.
Oh
I
my
promise
gosh.
you.
That's actually that's a great idea.
Like
I'm gonna just be.
I had a couple bad ratios of carb to bicarb, and man, for like a good hour, I was like, well, I guess I'm dehydrated now because I've not rid of all of it.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be a
So,
podcast without me eating at some point.
Oh, jeez.
What are you eating?
Looks like eggs.
It's always dessert.
Nope.
Pizza.
Chicken, gnocchi, and
Oh.
vegetables.
Nice.
Sounds pretty good. Okay, guys.
My wife, no one's home to cook for me.
I have a
Oh.
couple things I want to chat about. Number one, did you hear about the Ironman Lake Placid dad who got arrested basically during the race because he like abandoned his child?
Yeah, I saw the news.
Put him
Yeah.
in the
So
VIP
on
tent.
the On Your Left podcast did a little thing, did a little interview with the dad, which was I listened to most of it. which was super interesting. But anyways, it is what it is. I don't know at what age you can actually leave kids alone. I don't know what's acceptable or like legal. But the best money-making thing that we should do is we should set up a freaking booth or like playpen area at these Ironman and Ironman 70.3 races. So all these single parents, which is probably about 70% of the triathlon, because everyone, everyone gets divorced. Nobody wants to.
If you train for an Ironman, you didn't get divorced, you probably didn't train enough.
Exactly. So that we have all these single parents that need to do something with their children at these races. Let's charge $300 a head, and we entertain them during an Ironman. There's probably gonna be 100 kids. We're gonna that's money-making strategy right there.
I do not want to be responsible for other people's kids.
The liability in that, no.
We can hire people to that and get some insurance and stuff.
Never.
It's like we pay them $200,
You got it, Lisa.
and then we take $100
It is a
off the
genius
top.
idea. I will say that.
I mean,
It is
this
a very good idea, yeah.
You're all on your own.
I mean, like I don't think I like kids as much to do that. Babysitting is in my past, but like it's a money making thing. So if any investors want to go in on this with me, that your podcast listeners, let me know. I think we got a multi-million-dollar idea here. Speaking of multi-million-dollar idea, here the T100 has gotten more funding, I guess.
I know. I saw that and I was like,
again?
For fuck's sake, like,
Yeah.
okay. I guess if we're looking for a lot of people to get rid of money.
What is going on? Like, I just don't understand.
It's because it's cool. It's the cool thing to throw your money at triathlon. They're like, you don't need a return. You just get rid of it, and then you lose it, and then you write it off, and
at least you don't have to pay it to the government.
Apparently, and I don't know if they're paying these like bot farms or something, but the viewership is like through the roof compared to any other sport, or not sport, any other triathlon event. Like they're getting like millions of viewers.
I don't believe it. I'm sorry, I just don't.
I don't think I do either.
I have this take, and I kind of stand by it. The only triathlon racing that's interesting for people who aren't in the sport, Super Tri.
But nobody knew it was going on this past weekend in Montreal. I just
saw the
clips.
pictures.
It wasn't in Montreal. It was in Toronto.
Sorry, that's the same
thing. Come
on,
wrong country.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Different language.
But yeah, I have no idea who won, who lost.
It was good. You got to go back and watch. I watched it today.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, I don't even know.
If they did it in the mud, I'd watch it.
It's good. It's good the way it is. That and the indoor triathlon I find exciting too, because something's happening all the time, right?
I just can't watch. I refuse to watch people ride bike trainers.
Yeah, nothing is happening that is anything that's interesting. We're like, okay, they're riding bikes. They're working hard.
You guys are biased because you know everyone racing and everything that's going on for the PTO.
Which should give me more incentive to be
like that.
It should give me more incentive to be like, I care about these people, and I do.
For your regular viewer, like the person that's just sitting down watching TV, Super Tri is the only marketable distance and event in triathlon.
And it's because Formula One's not happening. There's no basketball. There's no football. There's no cornhole world champions that particular day. So they're like, what is this? Biking on treadmills indoors? What is happening?
I still think we should have something where we have to shoot free throws in T1 or like arm wrestle or something. Oh my gosh, this was also want to talk about. Guys, the freaking drafters at Roth.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Ooh, good topic.
I lost it about that.
I wonder if some of those glitched or if they like actually drafting for 22 minutes or 19.
No way.
I don't think it was.
If they've ever glitched, it's the I've seen them glitch before a couple years ago. They're better now. They don't glitch as much, but
yeah, they had a big firmware update for sure.
Come on, it's that the light. It's not like reading it, and if anything, it'll underestimate how much you're in the zone.
Yes, I've had that happen to me before in a race last year, I think.
And the crazy thing about this is, they cut out any pretty much hills, any turns, the whole solar hill with 500 meters before and after transition. So the last 500 meters, that's like 45 seconds. You could have been drafting more. Like, so basically, they were drafting more than that. They just determined that the rest of the drafting was legal, so they're cutting it out.
Yeah,
I can imagine that when they were compiling it, they were like, "Ooh, you sure we should do this?"
There was a point. There was a point on the second lap where it was that uphill aid station, and I was behind Nick, and it was full of like other cyclists on the side, and I was right behind Nick, and I was like, "This is gonna look so bad on the data, but I have to get bottles here. Like I can't."
I don't care about aid stations, man. Those are fair play because sometimes like you've got to like slow down a lot really quickly to avoid some bullshit, and that's exactly at every 2-lap race course.
But they did cut out the aid stations, so that wasn't
okay.
there.
I mean, I'm fine with everything they cut out. I'm just saying,
Yeah,
they did their best to make it look as good as possible, and it still looked that bad.
And it's tough because we all agreed before the race, like 2 days out, we all were all like, Sam Laidlow got on he put his crown on and he got his nice red coat and he was like, I, the king, decide we should publish this. And everyone was like, your lordship, we've never thought of this before. We should publish it. We love you. And then everyone was like, yes, we concur. And then it was so.
it was actually like that. It seemed like it was like a setup question. And
yeah, it was like all of a sudden he was like, hey guys, look, I got this wild idea. Let me just put it out there. What do you think if we just changed everything forever right now, today? I mean, my name started it, Sam Laidlow.
I just feel, so looking at these numbers, basically you and Nick just drafted off each other. Is what?
Yeah,
data.
Garrick, he had my favorite wheel.
All right, let's explain how it worked. So they took the data and they published how much time were you in the draft zone illegally. So they took it out because you have to go into the draft zone to pass. But if you don't pass within 25 seconds,
is it 45 seconds if it's 20
meter race
meters?
or 20 meter?
It was 12 meters.
12.
Okay, so 25 seconds.
So if you take 26 seconds to pass, then you get 26 seconds of illegal draft time. But if you take less than 25, you get 0 seconds. So it's if you took long to pass or if you went in and then backed out, no matter how long you were in the zone for, that was all illegal time because you're not allowed to back out. Those are basically the only two.
Those are what they call yo-yos, right? When you go in and you come out, those are yo-yos.
Yeah, which is common on turns going through the little villages and stuff.
I will say that all my yo-yos were through corners. No, like there's tons of roundabouts. There's tons of like tight corners. There's like a lot of hills. Garrick, you can't descend and corner very well because I'd have to like hit the brakes and then be like, fuck, it's red there.
But that's just yo-yo because as the person ahead of you is slowing down, you're going to be catching up because you're slowing down later. That's just
and honestly, like I don't feel like those are an advantage anyways because I have to like. I see red, I have to hit the brakes, get out of it, and then I have to fucking accelerate. So, like, there's no aerodynamic advantage there at all. Like, if we're in a straight line riding and I'm, like, sitting in the red, that's obviously an aerodynamic advantage. But if I don't know. I think that's why they don't call penalties on those.
They expect, like, all the people who were in groups and are fair riders, like you and Garrick, Joe Skipper, his whole group, who were with people the entire ride, they had, like, somewhere between like a little under a minute to like 2-ish minutes, right? Two and a half, something like that. That seems like the range of, okay, like you get caught, you go through a turn, you back out, no big deal. It happens over the course of 180K, maybe for about 2 minutes. There's people who had 9 minutes. Frickin' Vincent Louis, like I'll call him out. He had 9 minutes, and everybody knows this in the races. In T100, he gets dropped every time, and because it's 20 meters. And he's not as strong on the bike. Well, when you can sit at like exactly 12 meters and you dip in and out for 10 total minutes in the race, 9 minutes, whatever, obviously you're saving a ton of energy and you don't get a penalty, of course.
But we've known that Vincent likes to draft for a long time. I mean, do you remember in PTO?
Or Daytona.
Daytona PTO Championship in 2020.
And then he lost it at them for giving him a penalty, and it was the most obvious drafting ever.
Yeah,
that was supposed to be 20 meters, and the cones were set at like 12 or 11. Like it was just a lot of bad data on that whole situation, but it wasn't looking good on the broadcast either.
No.
So I mean, it's just all this is like, you're gonna have people who are cheating and getting caught, but the thing that honestly pissed me off more than anything was the way that Challenge and like whoever posted about it, whoever like announced it, we took this data out and here's what we think about it. They were just like praising the athletes, like this just shows how fair everyone is, and the front end of the field was all so fair.
The first two guys at 0 seconds, I'm like, they totally scrubbed some areas.
Well, also they were just on their own the whole time. Like,
yeah.
Right. Well, they're just drafting off the motos, but they're allowed to.
They need to put Race Ranger on the motos, I think.
Yeah.
Then,
how many times do you get within 50 meters of the moto? That's what they need to put.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, obviously, it's not your fault. It's the moto's fault. But like, it'd be interesting data to see.
Literally, it's a propaganda message. It's like, we're just going to put this as the headline. No one's going to actually look at the data. That's like, so most people are like, oh, look, they said the data was good. Cool. I'm done looking at it. And it's like, it makes you look like an asshole when you post it like that. Like, I'm sorry. You need to say like, look, here's the data. This is what the data is. I'm not going to tell you how fair everyone is. Like, here's the data. Judge for yourself.
Exactly. Look at it and make your own decisions. Hi, Deanna.
I just can't stand that shit when you're like, here's my opinion. Everyone's super fair. It's like, dude, no. There was people who were in there for 20 minutes.
Also, but when I freaking race, every time I go into the red, I go around.
Pass. Yeah, same.
I go around, and I almost got myself. I probably should have been disqualified in Oceanside 70.3 because Paul was taking a corner, then I got into the red, and I was like, I gotta go past. I got into the red, even though it was a 90-degree turn, and then I'm passing her in a no passing area behind the commissary. But like, I'm so paranoid about drafting or getting a drafting penalty that even on turns, I'm like, I'm going around. See it blink red once, I'm in. I don't ever do this back out stuff. But I want to reach out to Race Ranger and be like, hey, can you give me my data? Like, are they allowed to do that? Be like, tell me at Topaz 70.3.
I just don't know if they historically save any of it. Like, I'm sure they probably are data mining it, but you probably can request it. And I think in the future, like, in all honesty, the transparency that this brought and the conversations we're having about it, it's all progress. I mean, we love it or hate it. It's still like pushing us forward in terms of how we conceptualize, how we interpret data, and honestly, I liked that one of the other guys who got like 22 minutes of negative time, he was like, actually commented and said like, wow, this is really like a problem that I need to address, and I'm not proud of this. Like, he would kind of owned it, and then you didn't see some of the other people like saying really much. So, I mean, I don't know. I just think it's a good step forward, and all things considered, I hope we do more of it, and I hope it doesn't just show somebody's like breaking their wrist, patting somebody off on the back with how awesome they are for having 3 seconds. You know, that's not what I'm really looking at. I'm just like, if we can all get under 2 to 3 minutes for like a full distance Ironman, like that's probably pretty good. I think that's the future, right? We set a standard that's like, well, you get this much negative time on this type of course that has over 6,000 feet and 50 corners. Like, maybe there's like tolerances of negative time in the future that maybe after you reach the threshold, then you are penalized on your overall time at the end of the race or something. I think that's really the next part of the conversation.
That's the best thing. Like, Joe Skipper suggested on the Triathlon Hour that you serve a penalty in T2. I don't think T2 would work. You might have to do it after one lap of the run. I think that would work. But you serve a penalty of the exact amount of time that you spent in the draft zone, and everyone does.
Oh,
I think that
epic.
That would be cool, but it's not feasible. Also, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I think you do need to do what Nick said of you have a certain amount of allotted time, because you're going to have corners, you're going to have whatever. And like he said, based on the course profile, like they could come up with an algorithm of like, okay, this many number of hills, this many turns, this many aid stations. Okay, here's the allowable time. Maybe it's like 3 minutes, 4 minutes, something like that. The maximum that, if you go over that, it's a penalty of either just a set penalty, or the idea that Joe had is pretty good. Like, okay, if you were over 4 minutes by a lot, like let's say you went 9 minutes, you serve 5, then it's proportional to the offense then. Because if you just get a penalty, then people might be like, oh, okay, I'll just stay here for like the whole time, serve a 2-minute penalty, and save myself 20 minutes by drafting somebody fast.
Right.
It'd be kind of hard to implement, but it wouldn't be that bad. And hopefully people would actually not be cheating that much. And I shouldn't say like people in the race largely were cheaters. Like most people had really low numbers, and I was like, okay, this kind of confirms what we would have thought, that like most people try not to cheat, and a few people know they're cheating and they're just getting away with it.
Yeah.
What's that say about doping? Huh. Wonder if that same thing applies to their mindsets. But I think it's like Formula One. So if you get a 10-second penalty, you've got to serve it at your next pit stop. And I like that. Like, let's say if it's a 2-loop run, you got to serve it on your second loop, or you got to finish it before the halfway point of the run, because then they can publish it. You know what's coming. And if you need to kill yourself to earn back that draft time that you've accumulated, then that's up to you. Like, I think that's a tactic you could take also. So I like it. I think serving your negative time at a certain point during the run would be ideal. Not before the finish line, but giving you enough time to like earn it back at some point. It makes more dynamic racing too. Like, it's better drama for the broadcasters. And at the end of the day, that's really, if they want it to be a broadcast sport, this type of stuff can make it more fun to watch.
Yeah.
They also it would take some time to compile the data, I would think. So like,
yeah, it's probably not live.
Like it would have to, and they'd have to probably have someone look through, or a few people, to make sure there's no like weird glitches.
Yeah.
So that's why I was kind of thinking, like, after one lap of the run, even like the fastest runners, that allows over an hour for them to do it for everybody, get it up on a board, and then you just have it at like the penalty tent at one lap of the run, halfway through the run. It's like, oh, everyone knows to look for their number because there's a decent chance, and like if their number's there, it says how much time, and then you just serve it.
I've been meaning to bring Race Ranger on. Like, James has messaged me we've been meaning to get them on for like the last couple of months, but like the time zone and all their traveling, like I wanted to ask these questions too. Like, how feasible is it to get the data quickly, analyze it? What are they cutting out? How smart is the software to recognize good drafting versus accidental, or a pass, or if there's like a double pass during an athlete takeover or something? Or I think that would be the next part, is how good is the technology evolving to support this type of scrutiny? That's my next part of this whole thing.
Yeah. Bring them on. Bring me on too with them.
Yeah. We'll get James
questions.
on.
Yeah. I think the first step is definitely like just publishing the data like they did for Roth. But I don't see Ironman putting in the time and effort that Challenge did to clean up the data to make it presentable.
Well, did Challenge clean this up, or did Race Ranger?
It's probably both. I'm sure I'm sure Race Ranger probably has figured out how to like do this already, and they're like,
you just gotta work an Excel spreadsheet and put in the right
Challenge
equations.
I'm sure Challenge identified the sections of the course that they wanted to
scrub.
Yeah, I guess scrub.
We'll just talk to Scotty D over at Ironman. Tell him what we want.
I like that.
they're big listeners over there.
Get it to a 20-meter draft zone, then that'll be the step one, and then we can do this.
On one loop courses, they can do 20-meter draft zones. 2-loop courses, I think it's a bit tough.
Yeah.
Just because, like,
I'd love if they did a tester event too. Like, hey guys, this event, it's a 20-meter draft zone. Race Ranger's here just for the pros. Let's see how it goes.
Clash did that, and they nailed it.
Yeah.
But then Clash kind of like got rid of pro racing, so there's that.
I know. There were so many
financial.
so many.
Everyone's trying to take care of us, but we're just not that damn interesting. Well, if girls started racing in bikinis, it would be the national sport.
Could be.
I'm just saying, that's sad but true.
Try.
I mean, sex be selling, and you know it.
Yeah.
Fellas,
maybe if guys wearing crop tops.
Speedos. No, just Speedos.
No.
We've had that. We've done that.
Yeah,
We've
I
done
don't.
the Speedos and crop tops.
Honestly,
that was a whole
have
generation
no
of
desire.
triathletes.
I have no desire to see you guys racing around in Speedos.
But you're not
like,
demographic.
some
Okay?
board
Budweiser was a sponsor back then. Okay.
Yep.
Big sponsors.
That's when he started triathlon when he was 30.
Guys, I have a couple last things to close off, and I want you to all give me one thing that you did. So things that we did when we first got into triathlon. We all started as newbies somewhere. And I want you to all think about something that you did when you first got into triathlon. And I'll go first.
There's too many.
I know there's a couple good ones I have. But one of the things I did is when I first got my bike, I didn't own a bike pump. Just I thought, like, normally you just, like, pump up your bikes, like, pump up your tires, like, once every, like, month before you ride it that month. So I would go to the bike shop every single week to get, and I would have them pump up my bike tires. And I would just, like, keep them at that PSI, and they would just, like, dwindle as the week goes on. And then I'd take it back to the bike shop and get my bike tires pumped up again. Did that for a couple months. So that's one of the things I did.
Like, how long
did
did
they
it take
charge
them?
you?
No.
This air is
How
real
long did
expensive.
Them to be like, wait a sec, do you have a pump?
I don't know. At some point, they were like, I think you need to buy a pump. I was like, but I just come to you guys once a week and get them pumped up, and you pump them up to 120 PSI. And it's amazing. I also did every race I did. I raced at 120 PSI because that was like the limit that you could pump your tires up to.
That was the thing.
I ate 3.5 cups of applesauce before some races. Thought that was a good idea.
That wasn't even, that was like 2 years ago.
That was, no. That's like a QT2 coaching systems thing. They have you eat like applesauce before.
I consulted with Jesse Kropelnicki, and he was like, look, you got to eat this applesauce, and you're going to be fine. And I was like, okay. And then it worked for like a few years. And then I was like, is this why I'm pissing for like 6 times? Because of all of the liquid I've been drinking that I need to fibrously get out. Anyways, that's the one thing I had. I don't really think I've had anything else.
I did the I have no money method for everything. So all I drank for sport drink was the like Gatorade powder from the grocery store that was like $5 for a canister that would do like 20 bottles or something.
Nice.
And my teeth, and including my first year of doing halves, and my freaking teeth would just be in pain after like the race because you just drink like 3 bottles of that Gatorade, and it's somehow Gatorade is like the powder, not like regular Gatorade, the powder Gatorade. The teeth would just get cranked on that stuff, and I would be like, I don't know if this is good. And then I got a nutrition sponsor, and things were better.
Garrick, what did you do?
Okay, so my first year of doing triathlon, obviously I wasn't a good swimmer, but I would go to this pool and I was convinced, like I would look at it and I would swim and I was like, this has to be 50 meters. Like this is so hard to swim. And like
Nice.
my coach was just like, I don't know, I can't remember exactly what it was, but like pace times, I don't know if he was giving me pace times or something, but I remember looking at the clock and looking at the times and being like, oh yeah, like come on, this has to be 100. Like and being like, okay, yeah. Wait, I'm only supposed to take 10 seconds rest? This is so hard. So for probably the first few months, I was convinced the pool I was swimming in was 50 meters, but it was obviously 25 meters.
So wait, what were your times that you thought had to be 100s? Like
Yeah, you were
2
swimming
minutes?
seconds?
Yeah, like probably, like I must have been swimming like 1:30 for a 50 or something. Like
No
it wasn't,
way you were that slow.
When I first
way.
started, it was no, but I also didn't understand how to read the clock because it like just had seconds. It didn't have the minute hand. So I was just looking at that and being like trying to do the math in my head because I had no idea like
How many
fast
minutes
I
have
was
gone
swimming.
by.
Yeah, how many minutes had gone by.
That's nasty.
Were you swimming at a
good.
YMCA?
No, it was like a college. It was a college pool, but it was always busy, and there was only 2 lanes, and there was always 4 breaststrokers in every lane. And I
How do
couldn't
you
believe
get
we swam
confused
there.
between 25 yards and 50 meters, or 25
No,
meters
25
and 25
meters.
25 meters and 50 yards. That's like, that's a
Lisa,
big...
you went to a bike pump. You went to
This
get
is
a
a
bike pump.
There's no
done at the
judgment.
bike
No
shop.
judgment zone.
Come on.
Yeah, Lisa, no judgment.
Like I also had no
you started as
concept.
an
Like I
adult,
didn't.
Lisa. He was like 14 or something.
Yeah, like I had no
Yeah.
concept. I didn't know. I didn't even know swimmers. Like I didn't know anything about swimming. I'd never met a swimmer in my life.
Yeah, he was the best swimmer he'd ever met. That's pretty funny.
What's the next one you got for us?
I mean, I think that was it. That was all I had. I mean,
That was good. I liked it.
Yeah.
You said a couple things, so I was hoping for more, but I guess we'll let
I mean,
that go.
I was just telling things that I did when I was a new triathlete. I just shared one.
We do
I've
have to
done
do
many.
smash or pass though, right?
Yeah, smash
have
or
any?
pass.
And what's the other one?
Grind your gears.
Grinds my gears.
Grind my gears.
What grinds my gears is when. Oh wait, did you do the segment? I got one.
I don't think I have the sound effects. Like, this is a new app, and I can't find anything on it. It's really dumb. I'll get back to it eventually. Just right now, get her.
Okay, grinds my gears. When you swim on your buddy's feet the whole swim, then he takes the wrong exit.
Oh,
and you
shit.
lose a bunch of time, but then you can't even get mad because he probably saved you like 45 seconds by drafting him the whole time. So then it kind of balances out in the end.
Takes care of you all weekend. Make sure you got everything you need. Drives you around.
Then he drives away with the key for the Airbnb.
The key that I never had in my possession, by the way, never. And I locked the. When I left the house.
If you drove away in the truck and they found something in there, you'd be like, "This wasn't in my possession."
I actually, just so you know,
No, I did
where
put
my
it in
head
there,
was.
but I did the day before. I did say, "Nick, I think the key's in there. Can you check before you come in?" And then he was like, I think he checked, but he barely checked. And then I was like, "I will get it later." And then I woke up and I was like, "Nick's been gone for an hour. We're screwed."
Well, before I left, I locked the front door because I was like, I don't want these boys to get raped and mugged on my watch. And so I opened the lockbox, and I was like, oh, there's one key in here. I'm sure Jackson probably has it, and I don't want to wake the guy up. He's had a tough
What
go
time
at
did you
it.
leave
His
at?
hips. 5 a.m. I woke up at 3 a.m., by the way, and I left at 5.
Oh, because I literally woke up at like 5:03. So I might have woken up when you were leaving and then just not realized it.
Well, it only cost us $45, not
deal.
the end of the day.
I know, but you should have seen Cody's reaction when he found out that I wasn't sure where the key was and I was trying to figure it out with you. He was like,
You
I was like, well, I'm pretty sure we just left in the car. Like, we'll call Nick. And he's like, I think you need to call Nick because you and him had the key and they're going to have to rekey the lock. And he was like, he was spinning hard. And I was like, I'm just going to give him some
Cody
space.
just went off the rails.
And then he was fine. He didn't get mad at me. You could tell he was just stressed for a second. And then he was like, okay, it's going to be fine.
Yeah, I knew it was
Like,
going to
you're
be all
going to
right.
have
I
to
was
get a new house.
What do you think? They just make keys left and right? No, they can make one key and then they make two, and that's all they got out of keys.
Yeah. No, but he was thinking they might rekey the lock because there's a key missing, and now somebody could just come and get in.
Oh, there's mind you, there was 4 other lock boxes there with who knows however many other keys in there. Like this is a lot of things going on at this Airbnb that we don't even know the history of.
But it was a interesting, cool little Airbnb, real nice and cheap.
It was comfy.
Comfy, really unique house. It looked like they just mangled it together like randomly. They were like, "Oh,
I'm telling you, someone's grandma passed and they're like, "Look, we got a house. What we can do with it? Rent it out. Her shit's still there. Let's keep it. It's all right." The mattress I laid on, I was like, someone spent a lot of time on this one area of the mattress. I can tell.
Okay, guys, I have one more grind my gears, and then we can end the podcast.
Okay.
What grinds
Because
your
Garrett
gears?
just yawned. What grinds my gears is my freaking teammates and friends getting stress fractures and injuring themselves.
Hey, that is unconfirmed.
And then
Then they can't
me
split
having to
accommodations if you have
figure-
Santa Cruz.
Exactly.
I'm going.
I know you're going, but I was thinking more. I can't plan ahead for freaking España, 70.3
know.
World.
You
I'll
mean
literally know
Marbella?
probably tomorrow if I can do Spain or not.
Okay.
And if I can do it, and we can have a whole episode on all kinds of shit. But I got to figure out this hip,
Gotta
get it
figure it
sorted, then have enough time to train, and figure out why I can't run fast anymore. And
It's because you're obese.
yeah,
It's because you've been racing Ironmans. I can tell you that. I know the reason.
but it's not because I can run fast. Like I can run fast on the track. I can still run like under.
It's your hip angle on the bike, I
Okay.
promise.
It's not my hip angle on the bike.
We open that bastard up, we are going to be...
Old,
It's
old
literally
age.
like at the highest end of the range of what it should be.
It's
I have short
because you're
frame.
extended out. It's your torso and you're flat. You're using too much of your core and hip flexors to really crank all that
Then you're gonna
power,
get
and you're
sore.
It's
I
just because you're
promise you.
over biking every time you ride, Jackson.
That's probably true, but I've always been doing that.
Yeah, but now you're like way over biking. You're like
No.
another 10% of the biking.
It's okay, Jackson.
Or I just need to have more than a few weeks of good training.
Yeah.
I know we have confidence in you, and Garrick, I have confidence your calf is gonna keep continuing on the up and up. If only if you drink your bone broth and take your collagen, and
Yeah.
sleep 10 hours a week, 10 hours a night. Sorry,
Sleep
not a
10
week.
hours a week.
All right, Garrick,
Well-
for your grinds my gears, you just tell me what supplements I should take to heal my bones.
Well, you were already drinking milk at the start of the podcast, so I feel like that's a
Colostrum.
good start.
Get colostrum.
Colostrum?
Yeah, it's only found in breast milk. You got to get it.
All right.
Heal you right up.
All right, what else?
That's it. Jack needs to get on breast milk.
Jackson's like you
Here's-
slightly considered that just for a second. Who do I know that's pregnant? Right?
Here's what grinds my gears. You guys, this is like such a triathlete thing, and it's where everyone piles on. One person says, "Oh, I'm tired," and then everyone one ups them. They're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I'm so tired. Oh man, I'm tired too. I slept without a pillow last night." And it's like, "Oh, my hip hurts. I broke my hip. I also broke my hip." Like,
I shit my pants last night. Did you?
I haven't slept in a month.
Everyone, you know what? I'm going to say the same thing, piggyback that, just to grind your gears and grind this gear at the same time. What grinds my gears is everyone always telling me how fucking busy and tired I am. Like, Nick, you're always everywhere. You're doing everything. Oh, I'm like, I never talk about this shit. And you know what else grinds my gears is everyone just like, let me steal your abs, this and that. And I'm like, I
Yeah,
don't
but you
talk
do that
about
to
it.
yourself.
I don't talk about it. I never like greatest
you'll be
abs in
like-
triathlon.
Shirtless
Indoors
podcast.
at like it'll be like
Oh.
68 degrees in your house, and you'll be like, "Oh, I got to do this reel. Just let me take my."
I absolutely don't do that because of that. I would have done that if I didn't.
Day before we started biking.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did at the Airbnb. We got video of it, and then you deleted it by accident.
By accident.
I don't know.
Remember, you were wearing my bike stuff, my tri-suit,
Yeah.
and you just like took it off to do your reel.
Yeah, because I didn't want to be Jackson Laundry. I wanted it to be. It said your
Naked
name
Nick.
on it.
It's true. All right,
Look,
you remembered.
frig off. Anyways, this is a great episode. I'm glad we were all here. Lisa, I'll see you in a few days. Garrett, get healthy. Jackson, get your hip colostrummed, and we'll be back. We'll be back with some more stories next week, on the week, every week from here on out.
yes. And Nick's busy and tired, so we're gonna roll out.
But I'll be all right. Peace. Oh.